I need my tape measure. What did I do with it? There it is. Sorry, I'm all over the place. I'll probably make you guys dizzy. Okay, I'm going to get down here on the floor. I'm too old for this. Okay, now, we had some questions about the bobbin stand. And, let's see if I can push this down some. Somebody wanted pictures and measurements and all of that. And, Beverly want. The bobbin stand, these, under the bed plastic totes are 39.5 inches long. And let me see. I don't want it in metrics. My bottom of my stand is 50 inches long. And I figured that I could set the under the bed plastic tote on it. And I'm making the wine look very good. I figured I could fit the under the bed tote on it and then have a little bit of room if I needed to set something else under there. So with the under the bed plastic tote pushed, let me see if I can turn you guys, all the way to the end, I still have like 10 inches here. So this is 50, these bottom rails are 50 inches long, okay? And then the 2x4 is screwed in over here on the end, and I'll show a picture of that. But the 2x4 is screwed in, and I made my 2x4 26 inches long, or no, 28 inches long. And then with the 2x4 screwed in on the top, let's see if we can get you guys in there. This made it 30 inches tall. And I went a little bit shorter with mine because I knew I was going to put casters on it, but I didn't have them. So I didn't know how high that was going to make it. And I wanted something that when the kids come over or company comes over and I push this thing behind the couch, you don't see it sticking up. Now, the top one, okay, there we are. I know it cuts out sometimes because especially when I move it around. Hi, Geraldine. But anyway, I cut the side one 28 inches long, and then with the 2x4 screwed in on the top, it's 30 inches. And then on the bottom, I bought casters and have those put on, which I think, I was for some reason thinking they would be much bigger, but they're only 2 inches high. So that brought me up to 32 inches. The dowels that I have are 88 cents. They're at Lowe's. Somebody said they think they're carrier bolts, but I'm not sure what they are. They're 8 inches long. And the 8 inches long, the 2 inches at the bottom is threaded. And the threading part needs to be screwed all the way in. If you screw the threading part in, then you're pretty good to go. The only thing, no, it's not your internet, it's mine. It's because I'm moving the camera so much and I'm a little bit away from where my router is. Originally I bought the CPVC that was 1/2 inch. CPVC goes by an internal diameter instead of the external diameter. So, and it's not always even. So these are, as you can hear when I'm picking it up, they're scraping on there. And if you've got yarn on there, it's a bit hard to lift without your yarn coming off. So, the 1/2 inch regular PVC, and I know that this has come undone, but the 1/2 inch PVC with the bigger hole, it fits right over top so you don't have any problems. People were asking about this, and I'll see if I can get you over that way. This bottom piece is 12 inches. And the reason it's 12 inches is because you have the 2x4 turned sideways. So this is 4 inches. This is 2 inches and this is 2 inches. So that's 8 inches. So the 12 inches gives you 2 inches on each side. And then I have my casters on the bottom. So I can move this thing super easy. And like I said, my under the bed plastic tote fits perfect under here. There we are. Like I said, when I move it around, I'm away from my router, so it cuts out. So anyway, the second rail, my bobbin hold, my carrier bolts, or whatever they call them, carriage bolts, I put mine 3 inches apart. The reason that I put them 3 inches apart is because even when you wrap these, this is 1/2 inch, and when you wrap these with the yarn, I can get a good 3-inch diameter on here. So this way there's only 1.5 inches on this side and 1.5 inches on this side. And there's a good bit of yarn on here. I can do, if there's no color changes, or, you know, I'm just starting the rows or whatever. I know a lot of you work from the skein, and I would too to start. But once I get to my color changes, these bobbins will hold a good bit, and I can get a good bit of rows done. And then you just pop it on there. Just make sure that these are screwed in all the way, because if you don't, your yarn will catch. People ask me if I would make changes. There is a piece that you can buy for the bottom of the PVC. And this is the CPVC, so I don't want to use these. But there's a piece that you can buy, and it fits in here, and it's more flat, like a flange. I think that's the only thing that I would do, so when your bobbin spins, it doesn't catch on the wood, or if these aren't screwed in all the way, it doesn't catch on the threading. And honestly, that's the only thing that I really would do. I mean, I've had this bobbin stand now for about 6 years, and it started as walking through Lowe's and saying, okay, this is what I need. And my project had 150 bobbins, so I needed something that was going to hold a lot. With this being 5 foot long and having my things every 4 inches, or every 3 inches, I get like 20 bobbins. So this right here, this setup holds 40. Now, I have an L bracket here that's small, and I have another, there's a hole right here, I know you can't see it, but it will hold another L bracket, which ultimately will hold another 20 bobbins, and I keep the L bracket attached to the top, so when I'm done, all I do is pull this off, and I have a shed that I can put it in when it's not in use. Most projects you really don't need over 40 bobbins, but the one that I did, I have a hole on the opposite side of here and one down here too, so I had 20, 40, 60, 80, 100 bobbins. And since you don't flip in Tunisian, I really didn't have a tangled mess, because since you're not turning, and with this stand, except for the CPVC, when I got the regular 1/2 inch PVC, when you put your bobbins on, you can choose where they are, and like if you need a green one here and you have a black one here, and this is where your black one is, you can just pick it up, take it off, and then switch the two of them out so they're in the order that you need them in. If you're that funny about how your bobbins are set up, I kind of am. I kind of want them in an organized order, especially when I had 100 for the fallen officer Grafghan. So, like I said, I just have some wood screws and screwed it together, and it's evolved over time, but not much. And like I said, these bolts are only like 88 cents a piece at Milos, and so I started out with 40 of them. I had the 2x4s here, and I had the screws here. So the only thing I really had was the casters. Hi, Shelly. Hi, Ari Nima. So I had all that here. But like I said, ultimately this will hold 100 bobbins, which is fantastic when you're doing a really intense grafghan like I was. And it's super easy to just, like I said, you can just pick them up and move them wherever you want. So I hope that helps with the measurements. People were like, hey, you know, give us some photos, but photos really don't explain it as much as a video does. So, like I said, the beams across the bottom are 50 inches. The under the bed plastic tote fits on here fantastic. And I know I got room. I hate to move my camera too much because I know it will kick y'all out. But there's the under the bed plastic tote. And when I'm done at night, I can pop that lid open and just tuck my stuff in, and my extra skeins of yarn or whatever I need are in there. And the good thing about it too is in the evening time, any of your empty bobbins, you can take them and roll them and put them in here. I actually had cardboard in here at one point that I had taped together. So when I did mine, all my white was in one section and my black was in another section. And the one gray I had that I had marked A was in another section. Another gray I had marked B. And another thing about it is when you start your yarn, I went out and I got the beads that have the bigger holes in them that have the alphabet on them. You can also get them with numbers. If you're doing a grafghan and you've got colors that are really, really close, like grays for like a photoghan, if you put your bead on there and you're crocheting along and you're using, we're going to say this is a C or a 3, then I kept a little note card that said, you know, C was heather gray, and it had a little piece of the yarn, because I punched holes in a piece of cardboard, and I had the yarn tied through it, so I knew what color was what, and I bought a ton of those beads that had the numbers, because it kept my colors straight. And when I was done, say I didn't need this bobbin anymore, so I cut it off. Well, then your bead's going to fall off. Well, no, it didn't. I bought bobby pins, so I would wrap my yarn back up, make sure my bead was up there, and then I would bobby pin this onto my bobbin, and then I could take it off if I didn't need to use it and put it back in the section that it was in. So I hope that makes sense. For anybody that's doing photogans or something that has, you know, a lot of colors that are close together, I found that that helped me out tremendously, because I know we get some grays or browns if you're doing a photoghan, and they are really, really, really close. So I know that that's harder for everybody. So if anybody has any more questions on the bobbin stand and there was something I didn't cover, please ask underneath, and I will make sure that I get it answered. It's hard being down here on the floor. Hi, Josie. But, yeah, the casters are nice because, like I said, I only have 6 steps because I live in a tri-level. So I can take this downstairs fairly easy and just push it behind the couch when I get company if I'm working on something. Put everything in this, because the under the bed plastic totes, I mean, these have little locks on the side, and then you can literally lift this whole lid up, put your grafghan in there, and you don't have to worry about animal hair or the cat sleeping on it or, you know, anything like that. So I thought that was extremely helpful. And like I said, you can store all your extra bobbins in there or anything else that you needed for the grafghan in the project you had. And like I said, I rolled a lot of my bobbins. And that's one thing too, you know, in the evening time, I would work on my grafghan during the day, and then in the evening time, I would take and wrap bobbins. So all of the ones that were empty, I would start to rewrap them. So that kept me ready for the next morning when I got